podcast. How did we get here?
It's been a long journey, Alan. It's been a long, long journey.
It's been an incredibly long journey. So many twists and turns, but yet here we are. Wherever your life may bring you, whatever troubles you may face, don't worry. You can all put this to rest now. Because now, it's just the two of us. Hi, I'm Alan Agostino.
And I'm Michael McDonald.
Welcome to the debut episode of the Just the Two of Us podcast. We're so excited that you could join us today.
I just can't believe that we're actually here. We started off in the back of a car doing this as a joke, and we decided to take it so seriously we bought $500 worth of equipment.
$500 well worth it, in my opinion. Hopefully our voices sound all nice and buttery smooth and crisp right now in your eardrums.
I mean, our voices always sound smooth and buttery, though.
But now it sounds less like on a Pixel 3 and instead on Audio-Technica mics.
Oh, it's so great.
So great.
When I woke up this morning and I remembered that we were doing this, I was just like, wow, I can't believe we're starting a podcast. It's something we joked around and everyone hated, and then we took it so seriously that we are here now doing it.
And here we are indeed. I hope you're all doing well. This is going to be starting something incredibly new. We're planning on doing these once a week. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but it'll just be the two of us. So hopefully it'll make your days just a little bit less horrible. You know?
Yeah, right now it's a little bit rainy outside here, and it's nice to have this little fun thing to do on a day like this.
Absolutely. I'm still at like lost for words here. It's insane how exactly we just got here.
Well, how about we take the people back to when let's walk the process through of how we got here. I think that's a fun story to talk about, our little origin story here.
The origin story of the Just the Two of Us podcast, if you will. The comic book origin story of the Just the Two of Us podcast. These mics are so good. You just heard Michael McDonald cough.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I tried. They're so good. They can pick up everything.
They're so crisp, so clear. Oh,
But,
you again?
Yeah.
Clear the throat.
It's allergy season.
It's allergy season.
It's allergy season.
I don't think I'm gonna cough. Don't hold me accountable for that one. But
I mean, if we get, you might. I'll try.
It might happen. But let's rewind the clocks, if you will, a few months.
It's about November.
It's about
mid-November.
Mid-November, yes.
It was the day. God, it was a Friday. I remember almost as much because we went to go get stuff to cut your hair.
That's right.
It was you, myself, Bridget Riley, Aaron Hart, and Becca Patches.
Wow, you're name dropping quite a lot of people there.
Well, because they're in part of the story. They were there for the start of the Just the Two of Us podcast.
They sure were.
And while they were shopping in the beauty store to get your stuff, we were just chilling in the car with Baxter, her dog, Aaron's dog.
Buster.
Baxter.
Buster.
Buster. Was it Buster?
It is Buster.
It's Buster. I'm so sorry, Aaron, if you're going to be listening to this. But you pulled out your phone and you put on the song, the Just the Two of Us song.
I can promise you that we actually did this a couple times in our club office before we even considered
that
doing
day.
That day, yeah.
But this is when.
Why just the two of us? Was it? I think it was the song, probably.
I think we were listening to the song and we were like, how funny would it be if it was just a podcast called Just the Two of Us
podcast, because that nice little smooth jazz keyboard in the beginning just hits all the right
notes.
notes.
I mean, you heard it when the podcast started. It was just
so
great. It
glorious.
just works so well. It just works so well. But anyways, from that day forward, we knew right there and then that podcast should be a part of the club we are a part of, Alan MUTV. And sure enough, overwhelming response of people were also behind this. We have 8 other podcasts besides ourselves.
Potentially 9, sir. Potentially 9.
9.
Yeah.
Even more.
9
so,
podcasts.
I mean, right now, this is just the test run. This is the first time we've ever used this equipment, and really the rest is just history. Because then all through winter break, we talked about doing it, and we got back here, 3 weeks ago now?
Less than 3 weeks, technically.
And bought the equipment, and here we are. It's a really interesting story.
And the nice thing is, every time I'm doing one of these things, I can adjust the gain on the fly, and it's fantastic.
It is nice. I mean,
I'm adjusting levels. It's fantastic.
You want to tell the people about our equipment, or should we, if they're interested in that?
Well, for those of you interested who are in the podcasting realm, we have this bad boy, the Zoom H6. It is fantastic. 4 XLR ports. That's one greater than 3. You plug those bad boys in and get it to 4 people, sounding all nice and crisp in a podcast. We're using Audio-Technica ATR mics, which are, oh my God, the audio quality on these things.
Oh, no, it's great.
It's so fantastic. And I'm currently wearing these ATX M40X Audio-Technica headphones with a nice surround sound. They're the best headphones I've ever used in my entire life. I'm so impressed.
No, this is definitely money well spent. Probably it's the only money I spent for this club besides that couch we have in the office. But
Yes, the couch.
it was definitely, this is more worth it than the couch that I bought.
Glad we got the priorities in check.
I'm
Podcast.
glad we have the priorities in check.
Podcast.
But I guess enough of
our origin story. Now
our
that you
origin story.
now that you know the basis of where we came from. Now
let's get into some actual content.
let's
today.
get into some content, shall we?
So I don't know where do you want to start. Do you want to do some pop culture today?
You hit me with a little something, Mike. Hit me with a little something.
Well, let's talk about Star Wars. Let's talk about Star Wars for a second.
Star Wars.
Yeah, let's talk about Star Wars. I know you saw the movie Rise of Skywalker, as did I, as well as everyone else in the world.
It's not good.
It wasn't the best movie.
It's not good.
It was not good.
It was bad, Mike.
It was not good.
It was not good.
It was not good. No.
I'm so disappointed.
I'm a little disappointed. But, I mean, on the bright side, we have things like The Mandalorian and the Clone Wars Season 7 coming out.
Good properties of
Those are
the
good
Star Wars,
and
yes.
they actually take the time and effort to care for what they...
Raylo was trash. Don't at me.
Oh, please don't. That's a can of worms right there, but I agree with you. I think that was dumb. There was no, romantic chemistry there at all. I think that was probably the stupidest thing to enter Star Wars since Jar Jar Binks, and probably will be forever the most stupidest thing in the Star Wars franchise.
That's a very bold claim right there, I gotta say.
I know it is. I know there's people who think Raylo's the best thing to happen, but that's just because they made fan fiction. So...
Fanfiction does horrible things to people. It really does.
It really does. I mean, look at Rule 34, Alan.
Look at 50 Shades of Grey. That was a Twilight fanfic.
That was a Twilight fanfic, and now look at it.
That
was a terrible movie franchise too.
Well, yeah.
Most book adaptations are though, so
yeah.
There's only a few.
There's a few select ones.
Like Harry Potter's kind of good, even though they kind of stray away from the source material a little bit. Yeah, but the Divergent series sucks.
Remember Hunger Games?
That was big, but because that was just like...
That was more like a trendy thing I noticed.
Yeah, it was 2012 that first one came out. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it in theaters. I was excited because it was like one of the only books I've ever read as a kid that were like that long. That wasn't a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
So I was excited to see it, and it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 13, so I was like, oh, this is cool. I only saw the first one in theaters. I never saw the other ones in theaters because I got old and
bored of it. Yeah.
So
you weren't really missing much. It gave us Fortnite though, so that's nice.
Technically, Minecraft Survival.
Minecraft Survival Hunger Games
did that before any of them. So
and then they gave us PUBG, and then they gave us Fortnite. And
see, PUBG I like a lot more than Fortnite.
I don't like either of them. I'll be honest with you. I think the Battle Royale genre is just kind of flawed.
Well, not the Minecraft one.
The Minecraft one was fun, but I think Battle Royale as a genre is just kind of, I don't want to say stupid, but it's kind of flawed.
We're really just off on a tangent here about video games, aren't we?
I mean, I hope you're preparing yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, for tangents, because if there was ever a podcast for tangents,
it's us.
You should call us Just the Tangents of his podcast.
That was kind of dumb.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
I also hope you like bad puns, because your boy's got plenty of them.
We're about to that and some boomer jokes.
I don't have any of those.
I do.
Well, that's because you are, in fact, of the boomer variety, Michael McDonald.
I know I am. I had a very interesting experience with that the other day. It was like I was out to brunch with Becca, and
who is Becca?
Becca is my girlfriend.
Wow, look at you go.
Yes, I know, crazy, right? But we were out to brunch the other day, and I've had probably one of the most awkward boomer moments I've ever had, and probably will have. So I was going to grab a table. The place that we were at was packed. It was Sunday morning, after church, everyone goes out to eat.
Good old family stuff.
Good old family stuff. So I was walking over to the table, and one of the men was trying to grab a table to slide over to his table to make it bigger, and he asked me, do I need the table? And I was like, oh yeah, I need the table. And he's like, all right, $50 for it. And then I don't know why I said this, Alan, but I was like, cash or check? I said cash or check, and he laughed. He said, no, I'll take coffees, and we just both laughed.
Oh,
it was the most weird experience. I felt like ew afterwards. Because, I could have been, the stereotypical, person of our age to just be like, ha, 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 or, not say anything at all and just look miserable.
You should have told him, okay, boomer.
Yeah, but, I probably would have gotten yelled at.
But you should have called him, okay, boomer. Assert your dominance. Gen Z is the
No,
best
that man was
gen.
in a blazer. I was in sweatpants. He had that over me.
He had the superiority
He
in
had the
fashion.
superiority in fashion over me.
But you don a blazer from time to time like McDonald's.
That's only for TV stuff, Alan. That's only for MUTV stuff. So.
I mean, yeah. But if you want to make a classy first impression, blazer's the way to go.
Well, I didn't have a blazer until like 4 weeks ago, so I couldn't have done that then.
Sport coat, if you will.
A sport coat. I just bought that stuff. I mean, it's all Christmas stuff that I got for Christmas. But you know, you got to dress to impress. You know,
Dress to impress. And
look,
this,
fake it till you make it is my thing. If you say anything with confidence, anyone will believe you.
Raylo is stupid.
So you're saying you like Raylo then?
No, I was saying it with confidence. Fake it till you make it, right?
Yes, fake it till you make it.
There you go.
Now you brought up Raylo, and now I'm just thinking about that stupid kiss that they had. We're back on the Star Wars topic again, folks.
Oh,
we really went on a tangent there.
We have come full circle. We're not even 10 minutes into this thing.
We probably should write down what we're talking about each day. We were going to talk about our origins, and that didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take.
Probably because the origin story is a lot more boring than we thought. The only other piece of the puzzle was just us and our executive board fighting over who's going to pay for everything.
Oh, so we probably should. Let's talk about the club. Let's talk about the club a little bit.
Talk about the club. What club,
so,
Mike?
A little club that we are a part of, MUTV 99, the Millersville student-run campus TV station.
We are associating ourselves with a college, I see.
I mean, we are college students, Alan.
That is correct, yes.
So, I mean...
Name drops.
You are the president of the club. I am the PR coordinator of the club.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of good times. I mean, most of, like we said, the 9 other podcasts are people in the club that want to do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a story right there. I'm not going to name. I mean, we already name dropped.
You already name dropped
but
quite a few people.
All good things though. We're not talking garbage about it because we
All
love
good
everyone.
things.
We love
All good
everyone
things,
in
yes.
this club. Yes.
Yes.
Like a family to me, Alan.
Am I your brother?
I would say you're like a brother to me. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
No, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I'd say you're more like a second cousin to me, you know? It's once removed.
I could take that.
Yeah.
It's close enough.
It's a bit of a... Baby steps, Mike. Baby steps.
I mean, I am moving in with you.
You got me there.
Yeah, so I mean...
I wonder what it's going to be like living with you.
Probably fine. I mean,
Most
I
likely,
clean. I would pay my rent on time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about me. I'll cook for you.
Oh, you'll cook for me.
I'll make some pasta.
Make some sketty.
Yeah, I'll do that for you.
Nice meatballs. Nice meat sauce.
Sure, I'll make some stuff. Yeah.
Got some sauce.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll make it with my dad when I go home next time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, I think vodka sauce is the superior of the pasta sauce family.
You see, you say that, but no, just a normal marinara sauce is the best kind of sauce.
I know you're a simplistic man, Mike, but think about it for a second
Look,
here.
I'm more of a, if I had to pick one, Marcella wine sauce is probably my favorite.
Marcel's good, but I don't know. Something about the way you get a good market sauce, right? You get the prosciutto, you get the garlic, you get the fresh Parmigiano on that. You know what I'm saying? Get that nice big plate because you know you go to an Italian restaurant, they always give you the big plate of pasta. It's not like a little baby. No, it's like here's a continent of pasta. You're gonna consume the whole thing, and you're like, delicious.
Yes, I know. I get that. I mean, there's a little place I like down in Philly that gives pretty good portion sizes about everything. They do. Funny enough, they have the best like potato things. They serve instead of like pasta, you can get potatoes.
Like the Italian style potatoes.
Yeah, really good.
Ooh.
And it's so simple. It's just salt. That's all they are. And they like I guess kind of deep fry them. I don't really know what they don't really deep fry them. I would say maybe they cook them in a skillet or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that place is good. I would take you to that place. That would be a good place to travel to.
That would be a good place to travel to. Yes.
Yes, but they have some good meatballs there too. But I'm thinking, you're an Italian. We're both Italian guys here.
Straight from Sicily.
Straight as well as I am. Olive Garden. Do you think Olive Garden is good?
Well, ironically, I took my girlfriend there. It was like I think the last weekend before we came back. It was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like amazing, but it was pretty good. Definitely a little overrated on the Italian food scale. They don't have a lot of, I don't want to say good stuff, but they don't have a lot of like stuff that you would probably enjoy like all the time. Like you get like a nice classic Italian dish of chicken parm, then you have an Olive Garden chicken parm. It's just not the same.
Yeah, because they have the American spin on it.
Mm-hmm.
I like their soup. I like their breadsticks.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love the chicken marsala there, but then I think they like
Change the recipe.
They did that, and I think they also lowered their quality of chicken that they bought.
Yes.
Because I've noticed when I've been there a few times, it's always been chewy when previously it was never really chewy.
Mm-hmm.
It could just also be the cook of the night.
It's possible, yes.
I just haven't. Last time I was over there was I guess back in July. I think I took my grandmother there out for dinner because she wanted to go. She had gift cards and something like that. But not a fan. I mean, like, I'd rather go to like a small mom and pop kind of Italian place.
The small mom and pop place is just fantastic.
Because it's family recipes.
It's
and,
family, yeah.
You know it's gonna be good there.
There's a family restaurant kind of by my place, or I guess by my girlfriend's place. Not the greatest. And when I went there, I realized the food's actually kind of gross because I got handed these 2 massive chicken breasts for a chicken parm, and then the sauce, with the spaghetti, it was meat sauce. So you have a meat sauce.
You don't put a meat sauce.
You don't put a meat sauce. Just do a nice little marinara or something, Maybe if you're feeling extra adventurous, maybe I don't know, maybe Alfredo, but even then that doesn't always work,
Yeah, Alfredo
doesn't really work.
I can go for some chicken Alfredo, actually. I was telling you this yesterday. I was like really hungry for some chicken Alfredo by this place by my house called Giovannis.
Ooh, yeah, you can tell a place is good when it's
you
called like
can tell a place is good.
Giovannis.
Yeah, it's called Giovannis. But I will tell you the weirdest type of Italian food I've ever had. I was up in Canada, about like 3-4 years ago now, and I ordered chicken marsala, right? Like, it was fine, but like the chicken had a bone with it. It wasn't just
bone-in chicken.
It was a bone-in chicken. I never seen it before. It was all right. I wouldn't probably get it again if I went back to that place, but I just found it to be interesting that they left the bone in.
I wouldn't think you would do that for like a pasta dish, I
No.
mean, I can see why, maybe like flavor from the bone or something like that, but don't you need like something else, like a chicken stock or like a other kind of fat when you're cooking in the pasta, just to kind of give it like that extra flavor, maybe?
Those Canadians, they do it differently up
They
there.
do it different, yeah.
I mean, I fell for the whole bacon thing. I forgot that their bacon was just sliced ham.
It's just sliced ham. Canadian bacon? Not good. I'm sorry. It's just ham.
No, it's just ham. Like, the weird part is I was close enough to the border where bacon was normal for some places, but we went to like this local place, which it wasn't like a big chain.
Yeah.
It was. I forgot. I ordered it, and I was like, it's just ham. And I got kind of mad because I forgot that they did that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I can forgive them. That was a cool place, Canada.
Canada seems like a bit of a interesting place to visit.
I mean, it's really weird because it's like you're in a different country, but it doesn't feel any different than like what the United States is.
Is it just like America 2, you think?
It might be better, unpopular opinion.
I can see that.
I mean, in our trying times right now, they got their stuff together,
Is it the healthcare thing?
Nah, I think people are just nicer. It feels like people aren't always in a rush. When I was up there, we rented a boat out. We're driving around the water. People were just waving to you. Yeah. You don't know who they are. Just fellow sailors out in the water.
Nice people. Hi, how you doing?
Yeah. Everyone was polite. I mean, I thought it was just a joke, but like, no, it's not a joke.
It's just people are nice.
People are nice.
Chivalry.
Yeah, and it was fun. I mean, I would go back there. I would love to go back there again because it was really cool. I mean, I swam in the St. Lawrence River, so that was pretty cool. Mm. That's where I drove a boat for the first time. I caught a fish for the first time.
Oh, you caught a fish.
I did first time fishing.
Can't say I've done that.
It was the tiniest fish, though. It was probably about the size of like my hand.
Speaking of fish and going back to Olive Garden, I hope you like your tangents. Fried calamari.
I do like some calamari.
Calamari is amazing.
It's the only seafood that I'll eat besides fried shrimp.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Not a big seafood guy. No.
Not even like a nice like blackened salmon.
No, not my dad, sister, and I. We are not big seafood fans. My mom is, but I just never got into the whole seafood thing. It just weirded me out, because I don't know why. Because it's like I'll eat like meat and stuff, and that comes from an animal. But like fish is just. I see like their big beady eyes, and it just looks weird, and it's like ew.
Well, they don't serve you the eyes; they serve you like a.
I know, but every time I
see
it, I just think of like those fish, and the fish are just weird. They're just weird creatures.
I could certainly see it.
I'm not a big fan of like the ocean and stuff like that. Like we don't know anything. We barely know anything about the ocean, and it just freaks me out a little bit.
You think the Kraken is a real thing or something?
Oh, maybe the Megalodon's a real thing still.
Maybe.
I mean, the Marianas Trench is pretty deep. Who knows what's down there?
Also, the Bermuda Triangle is also a thing.
See, that's just electromagnetic waves, though. If we want to get on a conspiracy theory level, it's not like aliens or government stuff. It's just electromagnetic fields are higher down there.
Are we turning into a conspiracy
theory
podcast now?
No, but that was it. That's all I have.
That was it?
We're not going to talk about, like... We could do an episode, if you want to, on conspiracy theories, but I don't want to be, like, on, what's his face?
You don't want to do the InfoWars podcast?
I don't want to be like Alex Jones, because I think people are already going to hate that we're already on tangents.
I mean, the thing I've always kind of noticed about these kinds of podcasts where you go off on these tangents, it's nice that if you're just need like either white noise or if you need just like something fun to listen to or if you need something to just kind of like when you're like falling asleep and you need like something to like listen to that isn't like aggressive like music or something like that.
We have pretty calm voices.
You're pretty calm
We're not being
voices.
loud or anything.
I'm not screaming like a fool, you know.
I can.
Like we can, but I don't want to.
I don't want to. It's kind of early. It's 12:30.
Also, this room is very nice. Lots of like acoustic sound paneling right now. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's nice that we can get in here and do this stuff. It would be nice if we can maybe make it a little bit more official podcast. You know, maybe get some actual mic stands that are cool looking and.
I mean, boom arms aren't certainly expensive. We can probably look into those.
I mean,
for now, these are pretty good.
These are pretty good now.
The audio's looking still pretty crisp though, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can think of all these tangents that we've been on already. We talked about the origin story. Then we talked about
Star Wars.
Then we talked about
Boomer humor.
And then we talked about Olive Garden.
And then Canada.
And then Canada. And then calamari now is what we're currently on right now.
Well, look, welcome to the kitchen.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Spin-off podcast.
I hope not. We have too many podcasts.
It's a podcast system. It's like a tree. It all stems from just the two of us, and then all these different podcasts just start spawning.
I mean, if you think about it, yeah, it did. Because I mean, really, I think we started off as a joke, but then when we talked to other people in the club, they wanted to do the true crime podcast.
There's like a true crime podcast type. There's like a real life advice talk podcast. There's a girl talk podcast.
Coming. I don't know when they're doing.
Possibly coming. Yes.
We got some other stuff.
Hoping for our Valentine's Day episode so that we can get our girlfriends on and they can share
I could already tell you, Becca does not want to be on, and I don't know if Kate would want to be on.
Well, it would give her an opportunity to make fun of me on a platform, so she might want to do that.
It depends what time she gets here next week, because I have dinner reservations.
Well, then in that case, I guess just the two of us will be me and Kate.
You're gonna be replacing me? We're only in one. We're not even one episode.
We're not even one episode in. Wow. Tensions.
Think I was gonna get you a Valentine's Day gift.
You were gonna get me, Alan Agostino, a Valentine's Day gift.
Yes, I was gonna get you.
What were you gonna get me?
I don't know. Maybe a gift card.
A gift card to what?
The Sugar Bowl.
They don't do that.
Then never mind. Maybe the Lancaster Brewing Company. How about that? Ooh.
You're thinking about that pretzel right now, aren't you?
I am thinking about that pretzel right now.
Our minds are in sync right now.
Our minds were in sync there. For people who don't know,
Lancaster Brewing Company. Okay, it's the greatest.
We're not sponsored by them. We're not sponsored by them.
This is the first episode of a podcast, so you're fooling yourself if you think we have any sponsors yet. Raid Shadow Legends, sponsor us, please. But Lancaster Brewing Company, the single greatest soft pretzel I've ever had in my entire life. I can't describe it. It's cooked to perfection. And I think it was stuck on like a broiler too, so you have almost like a char to it, which sounds like I don't know if I want a char on a pretzel, but trust me,
it's not just the pretzel; it's the cheese
sauce,
beer cheese sauce. It's got at least 4 different kinds of cheeses in there.
I got some like American. I got some mozzarella. I think some Parmigiano, maybe pepper jack. A little bit of a kick, not too much of a kick, but I did a little bit.
It's just enough. It's just enough.
And it was all topped. I'm pretty sure it had to be a Pilsner because it had like that weediness to it, you know.
It's got to be, but
it had to be a Pilsner.
Look, as a guy who lives 45 minutes from Philadelphia and he knows his soft pretzels, I could definitely say that this is one of the best soft pretzels I've ever had.
It's so good,
and it's. I'm a big pretzel guy. I've always have been, and
me too.
It was amazing when you took me there.
Mm-hmm. I told you I was like, this pretzel.
And I was
amazing.
like, and I thought you were just like, because I don't really. I mean, yeah, I was like, And when I got it, I was like, all right, the presentation looks cool. And then
you ate it.
That first bite.
Mm-hmm.
I could just go back and eat like 3 of those, and I would be satisfied with it.
Seriously. I want to do that right now, but I can't. I'm recording a podcast. I mean, I'd rather be recording a podcast, but God, that pretzel.
I kind of rather have that pretzel. But that's fine. It's not going anywhere. Hopefully, they're not going anywhere.
They're making too much money.
They're making too much money.
That place is
they got
packed.
local IPAs and stuff. They're like a brewing.
They brew their own beer, too.
Their own beer.
Yeah.
I can't drink, but you can.
I mean, yes.
You don't drink, though.
I don't really drink, no, but that's a little fun fact about one of your hosts of the Just the Two of Us podcast.
Yeah, he's 21.
I sure am.
I'm not.
That is, in fact, how time works.
We're 5 months. 5 months away.
5 months away, yeah.
5 months away.
From the big day.
Big day.
The big day where you can fully embrace your boomer lifestyle and go to a bar and chat it up with the boys.
Yeah, I can do that.
You can do that.
I can do that.
You can do that.
That's going to be a day. I already have my birthday planned, actually.
Oh, do you now?
I think so. I think I have everything planned out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to tell you, though.
I didn't think you were.
Yeah. Not yet.
Not yet?
Maybe later.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice little sentence structure there. I appreciated that.
Yeah, no problem.
Speaking of soft pretzels, Auntie Anne's hits a little different. Yeah, I'm saying it. I said it. I know you don't like it as much. I know you think they're overrated, but let me tell you something. When you're in a shopping mall And you're going through a long day of going through all these different stores, doing all these different things with all these different people. All you want is a nice, buttery, tasty, soft pretzel.
The best small pretzels, Barbarians, changed my mind.
You think Bavarian is better than Auntie Anne's?
Yes, I do.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I think it is.
It is not.
Oh, are we gonna get into this right now?
You're damn right we are. Bavarian is not a better soft
Yes,
pretzel.
it is a better soft
no, it's
pretzel.
Not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not. Why is it better? It's just chewy. It gets way too hard, way too quick.
It's a true German pretzel, Alan.
Okay, well then maybe I like the American Auntie Anne style better. The way
You uncultured swine.
I'm not an uncultured swine. I've had both.
I just think Auntie Anne's. It's a lot of money for a soft pretzel.
It is a lot of money for a soft pretzel, but you're not going to stop me. Those pretzel nuggets, cinnamon sugar pretzels too. I know. I know.
It's just, I like. I'm not gonna lie. They're good. I'll eat them, but like
They're really good.
I like Barbarian better.
It's also not even Bavarian. You barbarian. It's Bavarian pretzel.
Whatever.
I have to serve these things to people at work, so I know what this thing tastes like.
You serve them to people at work?
I do, yeah.
At Longwood Garden?
Longwood Gardens.
Not sponsored by Longwood
Not
Garden?
sponsored by Longwood Gardens.
Maybe? Can you sponsor us?
No, they won't do that.
They won't do
They're not a for-profit kind of institution, so.
They sell They let people look at flowers for a living.
I mean, it's very pretty flowers, though.
But not as pretty as a Philly soft pretzel.
Nah.
I mean, they're good. I like Phillies. Don't get me wrong. I like them too. But
The cheesesteak pretzel's okay, but like, let's be real with ourselves. In comparison to Auntie Anne's, it's no
Pretzel
competition.
Boys. Have you ever had Pretzel Boys?
No, I have not.
Yeah, they're all right.
Not as good, I imagine.
They just taste like your average like soft pretzel.
But the best pretzel of all time, no competition. Super pretzel, soft pretzel.
What the heck's that?
You ever go to a baseball stadium?
Not recently.
Oh, well, it's the ones they have there. That was a joke because they kind of suck.
Last time I was at a Phillies game was over last summer. But I didn't get a soft pretzel when I was there.
I see.
I'm not a big I like baseball, but like I don't really go to baseball games. They're kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not a sports guy. I'm a bit of a sports guy.
I am not a sports guy, no.
That's another thing to get to know us a little bit. Yeah, no, I'm a big sports guy. All Philadelphia teams. Go Birds, you know.
Yeah, my favorite kind of bird is a robin.
Is that because of the superhero?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Is it really?
No.
Oh. Why is it your favorite bird?
It's pretty.
Really?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. There's no.
Just like
There's
the
no.
look of the bird.
It's just, yeah, it's nice.
Uh-huh.
You can also just hop on one of those giant eagles, like from Lord of the Rings. That's also nice.
They're not real.
They're not real.
They're not real.
They don't exist. No, I know.
I mean, eagles exist, but like
The giant ones.
not the
Certainly
giant
don't.
ones.
I wish they did. That'd be nice. I could feel like a champion, like riding one of those things in a battle. You know, just like in Return of the King. You know.
I do. I actually just finished watching the last two Lord of the Rings movies the other week.
Do you think the Lord of the Rings trilogy is better than the Star Wars trilogy?
Well, we're talking new Star Wars trilogy, or we're talking like original.
Pick a trilogy. Any trilogy.
Well, if you're talking prequels and sequels, then yes. But if you're talking original trilogy, I'm a Star Wars fan through and through. I'll say the original trilogy will beat any type of.
I actually think the
trilogy.
Lord of the Rings trilogy is a better series of films than Star Wars trilogy.
You gotta remember though, they were based off books, so they have.
They have better source material. I understand. Yeah.
Star Wars, when it first started out, this was one man's dream, and it became a reality.
And
like
then
this podcast.
And then it became Disney's monopoly.
$4 billion.
$4 billion.
And they're making Indiana 5 again.
Indiana 5 with Harrison Ford.
With Harrison freaking Ford.
He's still kicking. I mean, he's not like dying or anything. He's
I mean,
doing
this
great,
man's
but
crashed a plane twice and survived. I don't think he's dying.
I don't think he's going anywhere. But what he is still Indiana Jones.
He is still Indiana Jones, but Crystal Skull was
It just made me sad.
bad.
It was awful.
It had a good cast too.
Shia LaBeouf.
Back when he was like normal.
Yeah.
And they had what was it? They had what the heck's her face who played the bad guy?
Oh, was that Uma Thurman?
No, it wasn't Uma Thurman. She looked. What the heck is her name? She's also in Lord of the Rings. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking
Hold
about.
on, we gotta fact check this.
Gonna fact check this. Michael McDonald pulling out the Surface Pro, not sponsored by Microsoft. Fact checking this Lord of the Rings and Indiana Jones of the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull cast. Are you sure it's not Uma Thurman?
Oh, it's Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett. Yep.
Yeah, but no, you had a pretty good cast.
You did, yeah, but they ruined it with aliens.
They added aliens.
Why did they add aliens?
Like, it could have been a cool story. They were just looking for a city of gold, but
Something like that, yeah.
to return us stupid skull or something like that.
Or maybe it could be like an ancient, like Aztecian kind of like thing, like an ancient civilization that's like come back from the dead or something like that. They could have done zombies. That's kind of in universe, sort of. Of Indiana Jones, because there is like a little bit of a supernatural thing, but aliens. Also, the nuke thing.
You can't survive a nuclear blast in a fridge.
I mean, it gave us Nuketown and Call of Duty Black Ops. That was like the inspiration for it. So I guess that's kind of cool.
I guess that's only cool.
I guess a minor redemption
No,
arc.
but like, see, Indiana Jones. I remember when it first came out, I was like 2008.
Yeah,
So I was like 9 years old, and I was in elementary school still.
Mm-hmm.
I was so excited for this movie because I just got introduced to Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like had like Lego Indiana Jones stuff. So when I saw this was coming out, I was like,
wow,
I
it's
get to see
Indiana
it.
Jones.
I get to see it in the movie theaters. It's cool.
And then you just got sad because it was bad.
Well, as I loved it as a kid, but as I got older and
yeah.
realized it was not a good movie compared to like Raiders.
Mm-hmm. I remember the first time I saw that film, I actually got like terrified. Not for any reason in particular.
Which
but
one, Raiders?
No, Crystal Skull. There was nothing scary in the movie. But what happened the first time I saw it is the film reel burned on the screen. So you had one of the things where the reel broke, and then it was just like, like the film burning effect.
No way, you actually seen that?
Yeah, I have.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not that cool. It's kind of sad because it means, oh, well, I guess we just wasted our money on a movie.
Did they fix it or no?
No.
So how far did you get into the movie?
2 minutes.
Really?
2 minutes into the movie, and then it just, nope.
The first like 15 minutes of that movie is like the best part of the movie, though.
I know. So I was 2 minutes in, right before they like invaded the military base, and then
that's the
gone.
only enjoyable part of that movie.
Yeah, it is.
That's sad. I've never seen that. I've been in a movie theater once when the power's gone out before, but like that, I never.
But that's not terrible.
No.
But yeah, that was a waste of my father's precious dollars. So we had to wait a week.
What was the price of a 2008 movie ticket back then anyways? What do you think?
I did not have the cognitive to even pay attention to that.
Because it's like $15 now.
It's like $15 now, plus like the 40 something you're going to be paying for all your snacks and stuff.
And if you do like reserve seating, that's an extra surcharge right there.
Depending on where you do that.
This is before you could reserve seat. Let's see what the price of a 2008 movie ticket was, shall we?
Well, we were doing some more fact checking with Michael McDonald here. These typings are just giving us a nice little bass effect here in these microphones here.
If I could spell for the life of me, there we go.
Price of a 2008
Here we
movie
go.
ticket.
Average movie. Let's see. What are we looking at?
What are we looking at? We already get sad. Well, I mean, this is we have to like account for inflation and stuff.
$7.18 was the average price of a ticket back then. And if we're looking at 2018, was the last time it was says it was 9/11.
$9.11.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can see that.
I guess, but yeah.
Because you got to account like your Tuesday night matinees and stuff that they do and things like that. And
yeah.
You ever wonder how much of a crime it is that they're selling like these large things of popcorn for like almost $10 or $12 a tub?
Yeah,
or a tub, if you will.
I was at the movie theaters the other day. Saw Jumanji, the second one. Pretty fun. We bought snacks. We bought one bottle of water.
Mm-hmm.
Medium-sized popcorn, and like a bag of M&Ms. I had a $15 gift card.
Yep.
It wasn't enough.
I know.
I spent $18.
You spent $18?
$18.
18 extra dollars?
Well, no, it was $18 total.
Okay.
I don't care that I spent the gift card, but I'm just saying, like, $15.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, for a popcorn.
Your first mistake. Why didn't you get the big boy tub? You have to get the big boy tub. It's tradition. You have to get big boy tub.
Because the big boy tub was only going to... All right, I wasn't making the same mistake as I did last time with Becca, where I bought the small popcorn, but she's like, get the medium popcorn, and she didn't eat it, so I ate most of the bag and felt disgusting afterwards, because I normally do after I eat a lot of popcorn.
But like, it's tradition. The big boy tub is just, I don't know, there's something about it, you know?
Yeah, I just didn't want to buy a big boy tub, because I figured I would be eating it, and then I didn't want to just be eating it all myself, so.
I've eaten the whole big boy tub by myself on a good day, you know? Granted, I didn't eat any like dinner or something beforehand, so like my entire.
Yeah, I had a pretty good couple meals before eating that popcorn, so I wasn't too hungry.
Too hungry, yes. But yeah, $12. Do you know how much it costs for them to make like the popcorn, including like
Probably
all the butter
like
and the salt?
$1.50 or something like that.
50 cents, and they were up charging $12.
Well, look, I had the conversation with someone. They told me they hated going to the movie theaters, they were also huge sports fans, and they would go to every Phillies game or like every Sixers game.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the most valid argument I've ever had with a person, saying, why do you like to go to those games? Because they like the atmosphere. And I said, well, I like to go to the movies because it's the experience.
It's the experience, yeah.
It's like how many times do you go? Well, I mean, I go to the movies enough, so it's like that factor's not really there anymore. But just seeing it up there on the big screen, surround sound, it's how it's supposed to be. Like movies like 1917, which I saw a few weeks ago as well.
Avengers Endgame.
Those kinds of things you got to see because visually they're amazing. Story-wise, they're fantastic. And it's an experience. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, you know? I was there opening night, especially for Endgame, and that was awesome.
I imagine it was.
Like, I just couldn't describe the things that were going on here. But it's just like that.
It's just a once-in-a-lifetime
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, yeah.
Just the way like the sound system is set up and like just like the picture quality, it's just something that you just can't like get on a normal level, you know.
No, and now with movie theaters becoming more and more nice, like
nicer,
higher quality.
Premium is probably what I would
reclining
call that,
chairs and all that stuff.
Like reclining chairs, actually like cup holders and things like that,
and some places like the Movie Tavern or like AMC starting to do like where they serve you
full service dinners.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's cool.
I don't know if I would want to have like a steak or a cheeseburger when I'm watching a movie because I'm so used to the popcorn.
I go to the Movie Tavern a lot, and I get like a meal, and it's kind of cool. Like
it's different.
It's different. It's not. It doesn't seem like it gets much in the way. Like, it's actually really easy. I think
interesting.
It's,
okay.
Yeah. I highly recommend going to one. There's one in Exton. So
okay. Yeah.
You live close. That's the closest one you live to.
I might have to consider that, but isn't it like expensive though? Because you combine the movie ticket with.
Funny enough, the tickets are actually cheaper because you buy food, so they make their money there. So like the tickets are like $12 rather than like $15.
Interesting.
And with the student discount, you can get it for like $10.50 or something like that.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and then the food's on the pricier side, but you can still get popcorn and stuff like that there. So
you can get like both, so it's okay.
Yeah. But I highly recommend going there. I mean, you got a lot of good movies coming out. You got like James Bond coming out, Birds of Prey, and a bunch of other stuff.
Billie Eilish is singing the new James Bond theme song at 18 years old.
Well, Adele sung Skyfall. I remember that. That was a big deal. I don't know who sung Spectre.
Sam Smith.
Was it Sam Smith?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember anything from that movie, I'll be honest with you.
Spectre was kind of boring. I remember Skyfall a lot because they...
Javier Bardem will do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, Skyfall was just a good film in itself.
It was one of the better Daniel Craig James Bond movies. I like that one. Casino Royale was good.
Not the biggest fan of Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of Solace was yeah. And then Spectre was kind of forgetful. Yeah. And this one looks like it's going to be kind of good because it's his last one.
Supposedly.
I mean, apparently Spectre was supposed to be his last one. So
well, yeah. They want. Do you want Idris Elba to be the next James Bond?
Oh, we're really gonna pull this topic?
It's not even a political thing. It's just, do you think he'd be good at the role?
I just don't. No, I just don't see him as James Bond. You know?
I honestly do, really.
You do?
The man has a lot of charisma, and charisma is the first thing you need to be James Bond. You know.
I honestly think I would like more like a Richard Madden or something like that, like from Game of Thrones actor to do it.
Cool.
I think it would be a better fit, but he's doing the Eternals now, so he's locked into that Marvel deal.
I think a female James Bond could also be kind of cool, and also like a very interesting take on the character.
Yeah, you see, I wouldn't care, but if you did that, you'd have a lot of people up in arms.
There'd be a lot of people up in arms, but you also have to remember 007 is just the title, you know?
Which is true.
Which is the in-canon universe explanation.
No, because
and things,
Skyfall made 007, like, James Bond, like an actual person.
Yes.
So it's not really a title, it's a title that he got. So technically, all the previous James Bond movies, like the whole theory where it's like, it's just the title. It's not the title. They're all.
I'll be honest with you. I'm surprised they haven't tried to like milk that franchise even more than they already have. You know.
I think it's good that they're not.
I think it's good, but I'm surprised. You know, because think of all these franchises that are getting milked to death right now. You know.
Oh yeah.
Like your Marvels and your Star Wars and things like that. I mean, there's so much merchandise and all this extra like.
Well, James
crap.
Bond doesn't have a lot of merchandise.
I guess so, and I guess it's for like a different kind of audience. You know.
It's for that. It's a older spy movie that they're adding a little bit more action to kind of keep up with like the hype of like modern day movies and stuff like that. But
I can see that, yeah.
They still do a good job of keeping that whole like he's a cool guy, gets the girl, all that stuff.
Getting the girl is probably an understatement on that one.
Yeah.
Girls, plural.
He was really a loyal man when it comes to
women. Yeah.
But boy could he
shoot.
Boy could he drink a martini.
That too.
Shaken not stirred.
Shaken not stirred.
Sean Connery's my favorite.
I'm impartial to Brosnan, honestly.
Brosnan's good. I think he's a close second for me. If we're talking movies, Goldfinger's my all-time favorite James Bond movie.
Okay.
And then I think it goes oh, what's the one with Sean Bean?
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Yeah,
I think
so. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. My favorite's always been Goldfinger, or not Goldfinger. GoldenEye rather.
Oh, I do. Oh, that's it. That's the one. It's GoldenEye.
No, it is Golden. Yeah, it's GoldenEye. Yeah. GoldenEye has always been my favorite. Followed by probably Casino Royale, and I don't know what my third would be. Maybe Skyfall. I don't know.
Like the newer ones. That's all right.
Mm-hmm. What was the one where there was the space laser? Was that Tomorrow Never Dies?
No, I think that was Moonstruck.
The one with Pierce Brosnan. The one where Pierce Brosnan is like running from like a space laser, and it was like really weird.
No, I remember. I know the movie.
It was not very good.
Hold on, we're looking this up.
James Bond space laser movie.
Hold on.
Clicking
I think
sounds.
it's Tomorrow Never Dies.
It is Tomorrow Never Dies?
I think it is. Helen.
James Bond space laser. Space laser movie.
I just remember it had a really bad villain in it.
Was that the one with Halle Berry in it too?
I think Halle Berry was in it.
Yeah, that might have been Tomorrow Never Dies.
Moonraker.
Oh, it is Moonraker?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was what, 95?
79.
79?
It's old.
Ew.
I think you're thinking of Die Another Day.
Die Another Day, maybe?
Nope, it's not Die Another Day. Hold on. I think it's
What's the one with Halle Berry in it?
James Bond. Really dumb right now.
James Bond Halle Berry movie, please.
Die Another Day.
So Die Another Day. It's gonna be that one, yeah.
Yeah. So that was 2002.
2002, yeah. Was that was I think the last one that he made before Daniel Craig took over. It's
got to be because 2007 was Quantum
6 or
Solace.
7, yeah.
Yeah, it was Quantum of Solace. So yeah, it probably was the last one.
Mm-hmm. And I think at that point, I think too many James Bond fans were just not happy with that movie because it was not good. It was not
Quantum
good.
of Solace?
Quantum of Solace I liked.
Because I think, Die Another Day, because they took James Bond in the 90s, so they tried to do the whole, like, action, like...
They tried to make him Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, basically.
Oh, yeah, they tried to do that.
But that doesn't really work with the tonality of the film.
No.
Also, space lasers? Why? That's
cool.
I mean, not for James Bond.
Not for James Bond. There was a James Bond video game I used to play.
Was it GoldenEye or the Nintendo
No, it
64?
wasn't on the N64. It was 007. It was on the 360.
Oh, 007 Reloaded?
Something like that. It had Daniel Craig go back through all the movies.
I heard that game was actually kind of mediocre.
I mean, it was fun, but I was like probably 12 and 13 when I got it. So I mean, I probably thought it was just cool because it was a stealth game where you were James Bond. So.
Do you think they should make another one? I think they have potential.
What, a video game for James Bond?
And I mean, I probably imagine something with the new film coming out. It's maybe like a mobile game just to like get a nice little cheap cash
AR
in.
games are becoming a big thing. Maybe they could do some like AR game, augmented reality for those who don't know what AR is.
I could probably see it happen. I want to get a VR headset for my PC so that I can like truly like experience like VR games because I hear those are like amazing.
What are you thinking about getting, the Oculus or?
Well, that's the problem. They're currently not really consumer ready because they're at $1,000. They need to probably drop below the 500 mark before consumers will hop on that. You know?
Yeah. Well, the problem is that's where I think AR is going to take over. I think VR is just taking so long that the novelty's wearing out, and that AR is going to become the new thing. Because if you're looking at things like the Microsoft HoloLens. Where you could play Minecraft in your living room, like not like put on a headset, you're in the Minecraft world. Like no, the map of Minecraft just comes appears, up out of the floor, and you can move your guy around. It's like I think that's gonna be the future because you got things like back when the Google Glass, remember those back in like 2013, 2014.
Here's what I thought was gonna happen. I thought Google Glass and Pokemon were gonna have like this big crossover because there's one thing that will get the world crazy and the nerds going absolutely nuts. It's Pokemon in the real world.
I mean that's what Pokemon Go is though.
But like think about that technology, but like better basically, and you can just like put on the Google Glass, and suddenly you'll just see a bunch of just Pokemon just like appear in the real world.
It might be closer than you think. You know?
I could honestly, maybe within the next decade, who knows? They would make so much money if they did such a thing.
Because you get people like you that would go buy it.
I would buy it in an absolute heartbeat.
I know you would.
It's Pokemon in the real world, and not like Pokemon Go. Oh, it's the phone screen. No, it's in the real world. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. You wanted like Detective Pikachu, like Pokemon running around everywhere.
Exactly, yeah. Speaking of Detective Pikachu, not a bad movie.
Ryan Reynolds is in that movie.
He is.
You know, Ryan Reynolds is in that movie.
Should have been Danny DeVito, but I'm okay with Ryan Reynolds. He did a good job.
He did a good job.
He did a good job.
You know what Ryan Reynolds' cameo surprised me the most in a movie?
Which one?
Well, he wasn't even a cameo because Ryan Reynolds was lead. But Hobbs and Shaw, out of nowhere, I was watching that movie and Ryan Reynolds shows up.
He just shows up.
He just shows up.
Hi, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
He makes a Game of Thrones reference and he talks to Hobbs and that's it.
Is that movie bad?
I've only seen the part where I only got to the part where Ryan Reynolds walks into the place.
I'm going to assume the movie's probably bad.
You know how like the last Fast and the Furious was like they blew a submarine up with a heat-seeking missile that followed a car?
This is a car movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Think about that scene and think about the most batshit crazy thing that you could do times 10. Like that's what that movie is because they do the most craziest things in that movie. Like they flipping cars around off of windows and buildings.
It's like all this explosions and stuff. Ludacris is in this movie, or in those movies, I should say.
Speaking of Fast and Furious, Fast 9 or whatever just got its trailer dropped.
John Cena's in it.
John Cena, and it's Vin Diesel's brother. We've had 8 movies in this franchise, and we have never once heard that he has a
technically brother. 9 if you want to count, Hobbs and Shaw.
I'm not counting Hobbs and Shaw. It's a spin-off. it's
What are they thinking? I mean, those movies make so much money that
they were good. They used to be great movies. Okay, I'll give Fast 5 and Fast 6. They were kind of but Fast 7 was really good, and then this last one was just with Charlize Theron and everything. It was just dumb. Because now they're tying every movie has they're making the whole big universe, and now even like previous bad guys are coming back in.
But like it's Cars, it's not the same stage.
Yeah, but it's not Cars anymore. It's an action movie.
I know, but it's like the concept is Cars. You can't really have like a cinematic universe of Cars. It doesn't have the same.
Well, that's what Fast is like 1, 2, 3, 4 were good, and Tokyo Drift is probably the best Fast and the Furious movie, at least in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's just racing cars was just so much cooler than
it was, yeah.
Having The Rock take a minigun and fire it at a helicopter.
It just makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I think most action movies are probably like the quote unquote realistic action movies have taken it downhill since like The Dark Knight, or I guess no Heat. You've seen Heat, right?
Heat.
The 1997, the bank heist movie with Al Pacino, Robert De Niro. There was a big shoot at the very end.
I've never seen Heat.
You've never seen Heat?
I've never seen Heat.
You need to watch Heat.
Okay, I'll mark it on my list.
It is so good.
I thought you were talking like The Heat with Melissa McCarthy.
Not that one.
That was a terrible movie.
No, not that one. No. Heat is one of the greatest films of all time. And
I do like Al Pacino.
And you do like Robert De Niro.
I do like Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
They did good in The Irishman.
They did.
I really like that movie.
Do you remember the bank robbery mission from Grand Theft Auto 4?
I never played Grand Theft Auto 4.
Oh, okay. Well, add that to the list too.
Well, sure.
Please.
But, I could assume I love a good bank heist in a movie, Those are always fun. There's actually an indie film involving a bank heist. I forget what it's called.
There's like a million indie films.
Hold on, but this one has James Franco in it. Hold on. It's really weird. It's like a horror movie.
Horror movie bank heist movie?
Yeah, James Franco bank movie.
More fact checking with Michael McDonald.
The Vault. It's called The Vault.
The Vault.
It's on Netflix. I highly recommend. It's a 2017 thriller horror movie.
Okay.
I watched it. I watched it when I got my wisdom teeth out and I couldn't do anything. It is probably one of my favorite indie horror movies I've seen in the past few years.
Really?
I'm not gonna spoil it or anything, but it's a really weird. The ending's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It starts off as like your normal bank heist, and then it progressively just gets more insane.
Mm-hmm.
What the horror elements enter. So since Kate's coming up, if you want to watch a good horror movie with her, I highly recommend that. It's only an hour and a half, so it's not that.
She's
long.
not really a horror person.
This is more of a thriller. It's not really scary.
Is it psychological, like a psychological thriller bank heist movie?
I would say it's more. It's not psychological. It definitely got like the actual ghost element in there. So.
Interesting. Okay.
I highly recommend though if you got an hour and a half to kill.
Robbing a bank and the demons show up.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So,
Dark Knight though.
No about it.
Incredible.
Well, I think the Dark Knight, that whole trilogy, just ruined any chance of the DCEU ever establishing a foothold.
I mean, they're making that new movie with Robert Pattinson and
Which I'm
Zoe
excited
Kravitz and like other people. I think Paul Dano's in that. Yeah. I said Paul Dano. Now you got to look it up.
I'm fact checking.
Paul Dano. I'm pretty sure he's actually.
Is it Batman?
The Batman. I think it's called the Batman.
2020.
2020. I think
2021.
It is. 2021. Yeah. You want to see this cast? I think Paul Dano's playing the Riddler actually.
IMDb.
Look at this cast list. You ready for this?
If I can find the cast, there it is. Robert Pattinson, Colin Farrell.
That's right.
As the Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz, Andy Serkis as Pennywise or Pennyworth.
Pennyworth, yes.
Not Pennywise.
Pennywise, different cinematic universe, yes.
Paul Dano. That's the Riddler.
Yeah. Now you're excited.
I'm excited.
Paul Dano's one of the best actors.
Jeffrey Wright, James Gordon. Jeffrey Wright was he was the guy from the Hunger Games. He was this guy.
Yep.
He's playing Commissioner Gordon.
Interesting take on the character.
I kind of liked, what do you call it? I liked J.K. Simmons as
Commissioner Gordon in Justice League?
I liked him just as Commissioner Gordon.
Well, I kind of get that, but like, Justice League just made me sad, man.
Well, I mean,
it was a bad movie.
Batman v Superman just made me sad, and that's where it's bad. Aquaman's good. Wonder Woman's good. I love those movies a lot. They're fun to watch.
They're just the tonality on those, and they're written poorly, acted poorly. There's like no stakes.
That was like Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker.
It was like Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker, but Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker is another can of worms. Maybe we'll talk about it another time. But
I mean, we kind of already gave our 2 cents.
We already gave our 2 cents that we don't like it. One of these days we'll probably go into more.
Someone might really hate that.
Yeah. You think this is a good place to have for this first episode?
That's up to you, bud. We have been doing this for about, an hour now?
About an hour, yeah. Wow.
Any closing thoughts, though, before we go?
Well, I guess the first thing we should just say is just thank you all for listening. We hope to do this every week. Will we go on even more tangents next week? Only God knows, really.
I mean, hopefully, we should probably write down what we want to talk about.
Perhaps, but part of me thinks it's almost more fun to just kind of let our minds wander.
Yeah, but you know how people can get sometimes. They don't like to go in. If they want to listen to a podcast, they want to know what they're listening to and not just a bunch of assholes going off on tangents about Olive Garden. but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
This is new to us too, so we're gonna figure this out.
And from all of us here at the Just the Two of Us podcast, and by that I mean just the two of us, I'm Alan Agostino.
And I'm Michael McDonald.
Have a good night and an even better tomorrow. Take care.